This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
It's the Charity Podcast today. Why do you think people are tired of hearing from you already?
Because I'm tired of hearing from me today.
What's going on?
I'm just done.
What's going on, my
Maybe
little
it's the fog.
Foggy bit of sunshine?
It does not feel like it should be as late as it is in the morning. Looking out the window, I don't remember a day like this where it's this foggy this late in the day. I really don't.
We're recording this at about 9:30 and it's
foggy.
Unbelievably foggy. We're near water. I get all that. Its atmospheric pressure is right in November.
I get it.
Still not great.
No.
Still not happy to be driving.
And I understand. It's a high of 22 on Saturday, so it's much milder than it should be. I get all that. But this is crazy.
Should clear up by lunchtime today.
This is how it was when we were on the East Coast this summer. Like, this isn't something that...
Right.
So maybe that's why I'm just tired.
This is why sometimes I wonder, actually not today, I will bring it up again when it's minus 28 in January.
Oh, okay.
And snowbound and frozen and nothing works.
Remember that day.
That's when I'll bring up, hey, why didn't we follow the rest of the people that moved down south to Florida 200 years ago? Why did we stay up here? Oh, I know, because it's beautiful in the summer.
I was going to say, that would be something to really dive into, because I do believe it's the type of person you are. I think the people who live here love the seasons. The people who live in the south love the heat.
200 years ago.
That's what I mean. But even then, people would be...
No,
because it would be hard.
We were all just surviving.
Well, then you could survive at a much easier territory than here. Like, this would have been rough territory to survive in. Our winters are not easy. We have crappy springs sometimes and cold winters.
Sometimes
and
we
lots
have to drive
of snow.
more than a couple of minutes to find a Tim Hortons.
It's horrible.
Hard. This is hard.
Hot summers. You got the black flies.
Oh, come on.
Like, there's some things that would definitely deter a person from staying here.
When we know.
But you're right. The majestic beauty of Canada, I think, is really, you can't beat our fall, the colors,
and then you wake
beautiful
up at the end of
lakes
January, it's
and
like,
waters.
Why didn't my great-great-great-great-grandparents move to Arizona? Then I would have been born in Arizona.
Because even our winters, as cold and hard as they can be, are beautiful.
Yeah, I love it, but I'm just getting crotchety and old.
Well, and that's kind of how I feel today. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling the crotchety and old. And there is a study out saying when you actually feel old, and maybe we can talk about that tomorrow. We hung on to it because there was a lot going on today. Mm-hmm. But I'm there. I'm starting to...
It's your age.
It is my age.
Yeah. When I saw that, I said, two thoughts. Number one, I said, oh my gosh, Charity is going to be so upset. Number two, I'm totally talking about this.
I wasn't upset. I was like, thank God. Okay, now I have a reason. It makes sense now that things are starting to piss me off a little bit.
Because I was going to say, if the age was actually older than you, you'd be like, damn it. Why?
Too young again.
Yeah. Still so young. But
why am I so angry now?
So how and why you start feeling crotchety and old and at what age it starts to happen. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
we'll
maybe
have some
tomorrow.
fun with that tomorrow.
We'll talk
Today
about that.
we had some fun too with our burgers. But before we get to that, there's the ever important headline of what may happen for families with kids in school tomorrow.
Director of Education Katherine MacIver joined us this morning from the Hastings and Prince Edward District School Board. Of course, schools across the province, Catholic and public, going to be affected with a walkout for tomorrow.
We really appreciate the presence of the Director of Education for Hastings Prince Edward, Katherine MacIver, joining us this morning. It's never been easy, has it?
No, the last couple of years have really tested education, I think.
Yeah, they have. And here we are with a day tomorrow. What is, I guess right off the top, what is it that you want parents to know this morning about what is going to happen tomorrow?
Well, I think what we want parents to know this morning is that we don't have a final decision yet. We are hopeful that the two parties are negotiating today and that there might be a settlement today at some point. Later this afternoon, we will make sure that each family gets notification regarding tomorrow's plan. So if there is strike, we are going to have to close our schools to students, and our educators will be in touch with families about, what learning may look like should this continue into next week.
Well, and the letter went up on the website on Tuesday, I believe, from yourself, talking to parents and giving them the heads up that this was coming, that this may be a possibility on Friday. So the communication has already started. And as you said, this afternoon, we'll know about tomorrow. When we were about to go on, you made the point, though, yes, I think we're all ready for tomorrow. What if it does go until next week? When will that information be shared, Catherine?
So we will be providing updates probably on a daily basis if we end up in a situation where our schools are closed to students. So Friday, parents would receive additional information about the following week. As you know, and as you've seen, even since Tuesday, we've seen messaging and communication shift. We see things happening at the provincial level because, as you know, this is happening at the provincial level, not with local school boards. Mm-hmm. And so we're just responding to the information, making the best plan to keep students safe. Our reality is we have 585 staff members that are QP staff members, represented by QP. And so that's our custodians, our office staff, our educational assistants, library techs, our IT staff. So our technology staff are represented by QP, so they too may not be available to us. And so these are all the things that we're taking into consideration as we look to next week. What are the options for learning? What can we provide for families that need support and so forth?
Because it really is day to day.
It really is day to day, and sometimes it's hour to hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Katherine MacIver, Director of Education for Hastings Prince Edward, joining Mark and Charity this morning. And not only that, we know it also means with the schools closed, if you had, you were going to take advantage of some of the school properties before school programs, it does do a lot beyond simply what was going on between 8:30 and 3:30.
It does, and it disrupts some of the daycare programs that run in our schools as well. So any families that are using daycare programs, please get in touch with the daycare provider for further information.
Okay.
All great information, and a great resource, of course, is always the website.
Always the website, and certainly we'll be using our social media. And for all of our families, they should be getting phone calls or emails home with information directly to them when it impacts students. And I just appreciate everyone's patience because
Absolutely.
There are a lot of ifs right now. Mm-hmm. So depending on decisions that are made at the provincial level, it will impact what we're able to do.
Cross your fingers. We appreciate all of the work you're doing to make it work one way or the other. Mm-hmm. And hopefully for everybody involved, it's resolved. So that's just great. We appreciate the time this morning.
I appreciate talking to you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Always great to talk to her. Always happy to pass along the info. So that's great.
And I think we all know tomorrow. Well, maybe we don't.
Cross fingers, right?
You know what? You always want to stay hopeful. My expectation is the kids will be home tomorrow, but I haven't gotten past tomorrow. So when we were talking about what's going to happen next week, it was kind of like hitting the wall. Like, oh yeah, then there's next week. Yeah. It's one day at a time. We'll stay hopeful that this can be resolved.
They close the schools tomorrow. If, and as she said a couple of times.
Yeah, it's not for sure.
I, capital F, exclamation
I think they
mark.
will. But yes, if they do.
Then maybe tomorrow is okay, now we need to settle this, and then they get it done tomorrow. Like, will we really? So.
Because as you brought up, it's not just the class time, like 9 to 3. There's before and after school programs that are affected. There's the daycare programs that are affected. There's, again, extracurricular and all these other little things.
And groups
it's again on pause. And it's disheartening. Though I will say the kids were pretty good. When we were talking about it, there was no negativity on their end. They're just like, yeah, we'll be home Friday.
That's troopers, right?
But it's one day too.
Yeah.
If it extends into next week, I have the feeling that will shift. But for the most part, they're so far being okay with it.
So if you're on our board around here, Hastings Prince Edward, again, expect a phone call or communication this afternoon. My hope, and what do I know, is that if they solve it, it's done before 4 o'clock. You always hear about 11th hour settlements. If it's done at 10 o'clock tonight, that's too late to get it out. Like, we got to make a decision before 10 o'clock at night. So if you're going to get it done while the sun's up so that can be communicated, and then either everybody goes back tomorrow, and that'd be great. We hope that happens. So
I don't feel confident enough to take one side or the other. I don't feel I know enough about what's going on behind closed doors.
Neither do
I just want to stay hopeful that this can come to a quick resolution. It does seem like there's maybe a little bit more push from the government side of things. and nothing. You always get more flies with honey, right? When you start to really dig your heels in and push before things have really even started to happen, backs get up, and then everybody. So I hope for a quick resolution.
So keep it tuned to inquinty.ca online, and newscasts throughout the afternoon will give you all the latest information on that, because that is going to be the big deal heading into the weekend, where we also have time change. And this week we launched our burgers with Burger Revolution.
You haven't had them yet.
Have not had them yet.
I went out the other day
wants
and
to go
got
for
them.
lunch soon.
You should.
Yeah.
You should go this weekend, if not today or tomorrow, and enjoy the sliders. They're delicious because you get a ballot too. And they took a picture of me filling out my ballot, and in the picture, I look like I'm really thinking about who I'm going to vote for.
Pensively. Team Charity's raising money. $1 from every box, because again, both sliders in the same box, both locations.
And we each have a charity.
And yours is Christmas Sharing. Hazel Loyce, the executive director.
She joined us this morning because applications have started to be accepted this week. You can apply as of November 1st through the month of November. And she shared with us how exactly you can do that.
They need identification. They need to come in with showing us their source of income. And they can either do it either online or they can do it in person. We actually, during COVID, set up an online, which makes it a little bit easier for those that have access to a computer.
So they can go online and register. And as we've been talking about through the month of November as well, we are raising money to help out with the Christmas sharing, and our Burger of the Month through Burger Revolution, $1 from every burger sold this month, going to help support these families. In what way, Hazel? Where would that money go?
It will go to either food hampers for those in need, and also those with children 10 and under can register for the Christmas toy drive. So it will be going to provide those food baskets and those in need. And we know that this year we're anticipating that the cost for a family of two is going to be approximately $135. The cost for a food basket for a family of four is going to be approximately $160.
Wow. Yeah, and you're going to step in and help out. If anybody like us would like to make some donations to help out the Christmas sharing program, what's the best way to do that?
So that can either be done online through our website, or you can call us. We'd be happy to take the information and then arrange for a check or donation to come in. And also those that are making a donation, they can also do it online and receive a taxable receipt through Canada Helps.
So once again, very quickly, how can people register if they hear this and get it done quickly, right? Like, don't wait till the end.
Absolutely. So we have 25 volunteers that come in and help us with registration, 5 during each day, Monday to Friday, 10 till 4 during the month of November. Then we do cut it off at the end of November, second floor of Century Place, where we've been for many years, between 10 and 4, Monday to Friday throughout November.
You don't have to look any farther than inflation stories and prices of groceries to know exactly what she meant when she said we believe that numbers will go up this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we all know that and are almost expecting it. So it is very important that if we can, we give and help these charities out this year.
Registration will be throughout the month of November. That's over November 30th. So people,
exactly. This is the time.
If you're one of those people that thinks, well, I don't even want to think about it till Christmas, till December 1st, and that's okay if you do. But if Christmas sharing is something you like to support, November's the month to do it.
Yes.
Including making donations. You can make donations after December 1st, but they start pairing up families with what gifts are available. And so if you give in November, it gives them a better idea how they can help the families that apply.
And some of those gifts available, of course, come from the Firefighters Toy Drive, which is the other charity that we are helping to support this month through our burger sales at Burger Revolution.
That's what Team Mark is stuffing in the stocking. So we called Ryan Turcott Mr. Toy Drive at the fire department.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Toy Drive.
How are things?
From the Belleville Fire Department, Ryan Turcott in charge of the Firefighter Toy Drive. For how many years now, Ryan?
Oh, God, it's hard to keep count when they start going into double digits. It's, I would say probably about 10 years now.
Labor of love.
It's amazing. I can't wait for another 10.
One of the first drop-offs, of course, is going to be the upcoming Santa Claus Parade, but we just wanted to check in with you and let you know that the Burger of the Month at Burger Revolution that we're doing, $1 from all the burgers is going to be going to charities, Christmas sharing on the one hand, and the Belleville Firefighter Toy Drive from the other. What can you guys do with the cash that maybe we, the average consumer, couldn't do if we wanted to help the kids?
Well, we've worked together with a few local businesses for a long time, such as Giant Tiger, and they give us things at below wholesale price there. So we were able to take that dollar and stretch it really far.
And as Mark said, the first real drop-off is going to be during the Santa Claus Parade later this month. If people want to make a monetary donation, Ryan, or make a donation before that, can they? And where can they go?
They can. We always accept cash donations as long as it has your information on. So we give you a tax receipt at our station number 1, which is down on Bettis Street. And then we also have an online portal at CanadaHelps.org. You just look up Belleville Firefighters Toy Drive, and you'll find us. We'll have links up on our Facebook page, and people can donate there as well, and they get a receipt there as well.
Okay, it's great. Of course, bring along new toys for the parade, which is coming up in mid-November, and the Firefighter Toy Drive on average, and of course, it's probably, we hope not, but it looks like it's going to be bigger this year. The need, Ryan, how many toys, how many children are we talking about?
Well, we usually kind of hover between 1,300 to just under 1,500.
Wow.
You're right. This year we are expecting a little bit more. Things are hard for all of us, so we're kind of preparing for it. We're planning for it.
Ryan, thanks for all you're doing for the kids. 365 days of the year, 366 on leap years.
Well, thank you so much for having me. We really appreciate the support.
Then he didn't really, I think he understood, but he wanted the ins and outs of this whole
What's this
hamburger
burger
thing. Now,
thing?
wait a minute.
When are they available? Where can I get? So, of course, we go right into our whole spiel of this is where they are, and you need to get one before the end of November.
So firefighters are going to be, does everybody want to know when the firefighters are going for lunch? So everybody can go and join the firefighters for lunch at Burger Revolution with Ryan. And all of you are going to fill out the ballots because I know you're all going to write down Team Mark for Toy Drive.
Because it's got a bit of kick to it, a bit of fire to it.
A little bit of that.
You can also help out the Firefighters Toy Drive as we head on over to Kindness Court in the Quinte Mall next weekend. November 13th is World Kindness Day.
World Kindness Day.
And we will be collecting toys and food donations to Gleaners Food Bank that day.
Gleaners Food Bank.
So it's all about giving this month. I love it.
And that's so great. And of course, throughout all of that, I will absolutely give a plug as well to make sure that you get your poppies, because there's always among some a great concern that they kind of gets lost in the shuffle. The Christmas creep begins early. We get going in on that, but I don't believe that that's the case at all. I see the poppies right there a lot, including the tap ones, which are really great.
I love that they've incorporated that.
Yeah.
The tap. It's so easy. So easy. And because you can be digging through. And this is horrible, but I'll have change, but I'll have a quarter. And it's like,
right.
And everybody says, you know what, that's enough. It's like, no, I don't want to give you just a quarter. Like, that's really cheap and that's awful of me. And it's worth so much more. Like, I start to feel shame.
Because who carries money?
If I only have a quarter.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. Or a dime. Or I want to give you a donation, a significant, not hundreds of dollars, but something with some teeth. Yeah. So the fact that you can tap, it's more than a quarter.
I remember one year, a couple of years ago, I might as well admit it now because confession's good for the soul. It was like November the 10th. I looked down at my coat and it had fallen off again, which is why you'll notice I move mine over as far right as I can.
Yes.
Because if you put it right over your heart, it gets on your seat belt.
Yeah.
Your lap belt when you drive. And that's the number one culprit for tearing it off my coat. Is the seat belt. So I took one out. I didn't have any change. And I think it was at a Tim Hortons or something like that. And the lady gave me the order and sort of looked at me and I said, I've already given a lot of money this year. Can I just have this one? Because I didn't have any change. And it's like, I'm not going to stop you, sir. It's like I feel so horrible. I have to explain. I would have given a toonie again, but I'm out of toonie.
I'd rather feel shame for not giving you money now than not having a poppy.
That's my point. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Terrible. There, I feel better.
Do you feel better now?
I do feel better.
Wow.
But I've already bought I call them buying. I already bought 2 poppies. One
Well,
that
you
I'm
do
keeping
buy
in my
them.
vehicle. One's on my coat, and this one that I've been wearing on my clothes. 'Cause
I
you
have
never
one
know.
in my purse that I've been switching around because yours is
Right.
a seatbelt, mine's my purse strap. So I have to
Purse
be
strap.
careful.
Yeah.
So I put it on my coat when I put my coat on, take it off, put it back in the purse when I'm inside, then put it back because I don't want to lose it. Like you, I feel bad when I don't have it.
Remember to say next Friday. November 11th, and hopefully the kids will be in school and learning all about that. So there's plenty going on, lots of things happening in the community, and that's why the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast is so darn busy between now and 2023. It really kind of picks up now the next 8 weeks.
Honestly.
Everything gets going. So thanks to Ryan and Hazel. Talk to both of those charities if you'd like to help them out, or better still, just go get the burgers at Burger Revolution as they sponsor the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. 2 sliders, 2 great causes, 1 box this month in November. Get your Mark and Charity sliders and get all the details at burgerrevolution.ca. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, wherever you get them, here we are. Make sure and subscribe so that you get it daily. We've got them up by about 11 o'clock in the morning. In a fog-bound Quinte region, we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.